go get them again.
Welcome back to the Robe Zoe channel. I'm your host, Mark, and on the docket today we have an unboxing first impression video on the brand of Clive Christian. It's been, I haven't really spoken about this brand. I just recently spoke about a men's release from Clive Christian. It is a brand that doesn't really interest me, but I got a few here from Fragflex. I want to take a look at them. I For Woman here also has the long name, the new old names there. So it's I For Woman, Woody Floral with Vintage Rose. These new names, Clive Christian, by the way, these ain't it, by the way. Very long names. I understand the whole concept, but it was much easier when you were just like C for men, C for women. It's that, like, I understand it's your name, Clive, C-L-I-V-E, and just leave them as that. You could put in, put it on the box, like, or something, Vintage Rose, whatever. I just feel like the official names being that is a little much, personally, for me. So this one right here, I don't know if it's not my first dip in the women's aisle from Clive Christian. I do have a couple sampling videos from them. A few years back, I sampled a few of them. So it'll be interesting to see what they can offer in the women's aisle at the same time. If you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Subscribe, hit the bell, smash that like button. Much appreciated. Let's take a look at the note breakdown. And as per most, if not all, Clive Christians, kind of like an Eau de Dove, the note breakdown is just simply a cluster. It is massive. It's huge. And a lot of the Eau de Doves, I'll give them that you can smell a lot of those notes. In a lot of Clive Christians, I don't know about that. So you got the accordion box as per usual, with, of course, the hard box here, a box within a box, and it goes sideways. You got a piece of paper here, a booklet, and then you have your fragrance here, the classical 50 ml brown Clive Christian bottle. You know what? I saw a picture of Clive Christian bottles, and they had like blue ones and they had green ones, and they looked actually really, really nice all in one. It was actually nice to see, but not a huge fan of the brand. But let's see what I For Women gives us. So as far as the note breakdown, it's huge. So I can't really okay, it's going to be fruity, it's going to be citrusy. There's a lot of spice here, tons of florals in the mid. And then the back end is basically any base note that you can think of. Patchouli, vetiver, amber, musk, vanilla, oud, cedar. It's just all the staples. This was released in 2017. And then again, I think all of these new named ones, like all the Clive line, was all re-released in 2017 or released differently. So let's get into it. Let's smell this one. Obviously, I'm expecting a old rose, so maybe a dusty rose with woods, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Good atomizer on these little 50 ml bottles. Let's delve into it. Fruity. Is there fruits in here? Oh yeah, red fruits. Fruity rose. So fruity floral is what I'm getting right now. That's all I'm getting. All I'm getting. Okay, let's delve into this a little bit more. Now things are getting serious. It's on skin now. Smells like a blackberry. It's not a red fruit, is it? There's a little bit of pecan, a little bit of pink pepper in here, which might make it red fruity, because it does that. Yeah, there's some greens here. There's rose. That's your main player. The rose is kind of powdery. A little bit, and a little green. So fruity, floral, yeah. Blackberry is what I'm getting. I am getting, pink pepper, which can give out a red fruity vibe depending. But also it gives you a peppery hit, which I am getting. There's black pepper in here too, but it's not that kind of piquant. It's not very big and bold. There's some green aspects here with the rose. That could be the rose. Rose can do that. Cardamom can also give out a green vibe, but I'm not getting much of the woody facet personally. The rose came out powdery, but now that I'm smelling it more, yeah, it's getting a little darker on my skin. So there's some brightness up top with the red berries, the blackberry, a little bit of a powdery, darker rose starts creeping in, a little bit of green facets, a little bit of spice. Actually well blended as a release. It's missing a wow, like the blackberry itself would be the standout in this release. If it was bigger, bolder, stronger. And, I was talking about, it was just recent, or maybe it wasn't recent. It feels like it was recent, but I spoke about a blackcurrant and a by Killian fragrance, Playing with the Devil. That blackcurrant is big, bold, juicy. It's a showstopper. The blackberry in here is not a showstopper, but it's different, right? It's different from other things that you've smelled before in fruity scents. So it is interesting, but it doesn't have that wow factor that a blackcurrant or a blackberry could have in a release, because there's so much bogging this thing down. There is mandarin in here. I smell that. And then there's like this red berry thing also. But I think that's from the pink pepper, but I might be wrong. And there's a little bit of spices here, a little bit. And then there's the rose, which is your backbone from what I smell here. It's a delicate rose, but it's kind of darkened a bit. I thought it was going full powdery on me, but the powder was fairly minimal. It went up and then it went right back down. A well-done fragrance in my mind, as far as a first impression goes, actually quite interesting. I think could be actually quite unisex from what I'm smelling here. Even though I haven't smelled any of the woody aspects, which, vetiver, cedar, oud. I'm not getting much of that yet, but that could be at the back end of it. But I feel like it's a well-done fragrance, but not worth the purchase price point of a Clive Christian. That's where I'm at with this one. It's okay, but there's nothing screaming out at me right now that's saying, buy me, buy me. No. So, well blended for sure. And this is a brand that I am very hard on because it's 50 mils and it's very expensive. And any good reviewer would be. And again, any fragrance, fragrances all are made to smell good. Does it smell good? Yeah, but you can smell good for 20 bucks too. That's where I kind of go as a fragrance reviewer, is just like, hey, this is like $400 or $500. Is it a standout? No. Does it smell good? Yeah. Is it blended well? Yeah. It's not a complete disaster for $500. You can do much worse. I can tell you brands and certain fragrances from this brand that are not very good, but it's not a standout either. Like, you could probably find something like this for in your $100 range. It's not crazy good. So that's my first impression on I for Women, Woody Floral with some vintage rose, which is the name. Got this at fragflex.com. You can too. And I do have my code because I will be decanting this. Our code is TFG10 on that website. You get 10% off on the whole website, including the decants, but there will be 10 ml decants. Not too many of them. This is a 50 ml bottle, so there won't be too many decants on the site, but there will be some. And now that you heard my take, I'd love to see yours in the comments below. I know my subscriber base might not have smelt this, or very few of you, but whoever has smelt the women's line from Clive Christian, I'm 100%. Your comment would be worth the 2 seconds that you write it. It'll be worth it in gold, because not too many people delve into this brand. And tell us the standouts. If you have smelt this, give your thoughts on it. Are you getting a blackberry vibe? Because blackberry is not listed in here. I am getting mandarin, which is listed, and I'm getting another synthetic red fruit that I think is coming from the pink pepper. I'm getting a little bit of pepperiness. I feel like the rose is your main factor in this. I think it's going to dry down to a rose, which makes sense because it is in the name, and I'm assuming you're going to start getting some woody facets, but I got no woody facets right now. And for the amount of florals in the mid here, I would think I would get more. Like I'm getting rose and maybe a little bit of that sweet jasmine, but other than that, I'm not getting much of the florals either. But it is definitely roses starting to dominate. Obviously, the citruses and the fruits are going to burn off very shortly. Yeah. And as always, a greater pour fragrance will make a lasting impression. Choose your Clive Christian release wisely. Thanks for watching YouTube. Have a good one.